Hello and welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Anthony DiPaolo, joined by Titans head coach Craig Doremus. And Craig, let's get right to it. Last week, the Titans had a 2-game set against the Maine Nordiques. The Titans split that series. They lost the first game by a score of 7-3, and then the following day they won 9-2. And to open up with an interesting stat, in 4 games that Andrewskog and Bankala say, the Titans have outscored the Nordiques, but by a margin of 21-20, so 41 goals in 4 games. Well, what makes those games so high scoring at that arena?
I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. The common themes are both Friday night games. We've really struggled. Both Saturday night games, we've played significantly better. If I knew the answer to it, I would have avoided Friday night, trust me. But I just don't know yet. I think our team responds well to poor play. I think our guys have responded both Saturday nights there, but nevertheless, you want to nip that in the bud and not make it a common theme. But I really couldn't sit here today and tell you I know exactly what goes on, just that we've done a good job making adjustments leading into Game 2 of those weekend series, and I've been happy with the response, but obviously we have to work on being better in Game 1.
And in that game, that second game, you won 9-2. You had a couple of players just explode offensively. Kyle Jeffers got another 2 goals plus an assist, and Matt Cameron scored twice. What do you think was one of the turning points in that, or between Friday's game and Saturday's win?
Yeah, I just think nothing crazy, we didn't recreate the wheel or anything. I just think we spoke to the guys, we coached them hard, as I would say, Friday night and Saturday in our team meetings. We spoke openly and frankly to them about our performance and the lack of details and conviction in our game. I think the guys took it home well and obviously put a better foot forward. So I don't think it was anything spectacular or crazy. It's just a matter of them putting their best foot forward and screwing their head on straight and coming and competing. It starts with competing. Once you get those players to compete, success usually follows. When it doesn't, it's a lack of puck pressure and feet presence being engaged and just a complete lack of compete. I think once our guys compete, success follows, and once they've done that, obviously the results speak for themselves.
And while the Titans put up 9 goals in that win on Saturday, Patrick Puglisi made some spectacular saves. Do you want to talk about how special it is to watch him excel between the pipes?
Yeah, listen, I think so often you'll overlook one part or one aspect of the game when the other plays really well. In this case, like you said, we scored 9 goals, so everyone thinks it's an offensive explosion, but you need some big timely saves in order for that lead to expand like that. And Patrick's done that so many times this year for our team where he'll make a critical save that allows us to go then and make play at the other side of the ice and lengthen and expand the lead. He's been a rock for us. There's no other way to put it. He's been really good for us this year and made some really timely saves. I think when you look at the way we play and our style, I want to say our structure, our style of play, we do give up opportunities because of how we attack on offense. And Patrick's been able to step up to the plate so many times this year and make those big saves, like you said.
And then moving on, there was a couple of acquisitions or transactions that were made. There were 2 big moves where the Titans have sent Matt Wiseman to the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, and then they acquired defenseman Joe Nagle from the Northeast Generals. What do you have to say about making those 2 moves?
Yeah, I think anytime in this business that we're in junior hockey, probably the most difficult part of what we do, right? Because you develop relationships with players, and anytime you want to try to upgrade your team where you got a new player, it's never an easy conversation. Mac was a big part of what we've done here over the last year and a half, and was a really great Titan. He's done a really good job for us, and I think the kid has such a bright future. Teams want players, they call, they acquire, and we weren't just going to make a move here. So, I'm happy for Mac. I think it's a good opportunity for him to go get a fresh start, and I think he'll be really successful with the Ice Rays organization down there, and I think he has a bright future, both at the junior and collegiate level. And then for us, obviously, just to turn the page and kind of talk about the player that we're bringing in, Joe Nagle. Joe's a player that we know well. Having played against him now and coached against him for so many years with the Northeast Generals. He's another veteran defenseman who's been in the league. I think he's got close to 150 games of experience in the Eastern Division. Has been through the playoff battles. Was the captain of the Generals, which obviously was a big selling point for us. So while we're disappointed and sad to see Mac leave, we wish him the best, and obviously we want to make sure that we welcome Joe here with open arms, and we think he'll be a big part of our playoff push here down the stretch.
You talk about his leadership, being the captain of the Northeast Generals, but what are some other qualities in his game where you think he'll really bolster the Titans' blue line?
I think the experience factor is big. I think the fact that he's played in the Eastern Division for so long knows the opponents well. He's had success in the playoffs last year. I think in the first round against Johnstown, he had 4 points in 5 games. And I think his style of play, I think he fits what we do well. I think he's a really sound defender, a tough, hard-nosed kid. But he also has the ability to move the puck and make transition plays for us, so I think he'll be familiar in that stuff. And I've heard nothing but great things. I mean, obviously, anytime you go through this process of trades and acquisitions or whatever, you do your homework, whether it's speaking to former teammates, former coaches. We did our homework on Joe to make sure it would be a great fit here, and even Brian Erickson couldn't speak more glowingly of Joe and everything that we were going to be giving and getting and everything he was giving up. So I really respect the way the whole process went down. And again, for Joe, I think it's a good opportunity here to join the team and make what we think is going to be a pretty deep run in the playoffs here, and hopefully culminating with a Robertson Cup.
Part of that run will continue this upcoming weekend with a 2-game set against the Maryland Black Bears. Both games will take place here at Middletown Sports Complex, Friday 7:30 p.m., Saturday at 7. So another matchup against the Black Bears. While they might not be like the Tomahawks up high in the standings, it's always a close game. So what do you think about that upcoming matchup?
Yeah, I think Clint and his group have done a good job. It's a tough team to play against. They've given us our challenges throughout the year, and like you said, I don't think too much emphasis put on standings, like where they are. I think they're a good hockey team. They're structured. They have a plan of attack in which they do and they commit to. Another team that's made a number of roster movements over the last few weeks here as they try to retool and fine-tune what they want to prepare for the stretch run and the playoffs, I'm sure. So for us, we got to make sure that we're educated in what they're trying to do, and we'll do that through our video work and our pre-scout. And then again, it comes down to execution and discipline. You got to be smart. Special teams is such an important part of play now. And with those guys, we've had some really spirited battles this year. So we got to make sure we don't overlook them. And again, that's why we talk about here standings. It doesn't really matter. You're playing that team that night. It doesn't matter if they're in first, last, 7th, 8th, or whatever position it may be. You're playing them that night. Those are the 60 minutes you have to win. It has nothing to do with their past record or, quite frankly, the future record.
Again, those games will take place Friday 7:30 p.m. and Saturday 7 p.m. This has been another edition of Coach's Corner. Anthony DiPaolo along with Craig Doremus. Craig, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.